Okay, so you can go ahead and come into a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like for you this evening, on your sits bones, on your shins. And then as we are doing grounding, invitation to have your hands facing down. You alternatively might want to put one hand onto the floor or onto the earth itself and onto your heart space. That might also feel nice, connecting in with the ground, the earth, and your body itself. And then if it feels good in your body, if it feels safe in your body and in your environment, to close your eyes. Invitation to close your eyes. Remembering you can always keep your eyes open and soften your gaze down. And as you start to settle into your practice, your breath, your body, noticing what parts of you are making connection down to what's beneath you. It might be a blanket, a cushion, your yoga mat. And then imagining that you can bring roots moving downward to what's beneath that. And so depending where you are, it might be a foundation. There might be another apartment under you. Right, so keep going downward. Keep connecting down until in your mind's eye, you can imagine yourself moving into the soil. Into the space that is heavy, grounding, nourishing. And stay here for a moment. Let yourself hibernate. Allow yourself to be present in this downward energy. And take another few cycles of breath here. And when you're ready, start to imagine your energy moving all the way back up and through whatever route you took. And coming back into the space of your practice, the space of your body. However, without forgetting the roots that you just laid. Right, and just like all the daffodils and tulips and hyacinths and snowdrops and crocus and everything else that's coming up right now, there's so much beneath the surface that we don't see. And yet the roots are still there. The roots are still strong. And finally, they're coming up into their own bloom. And so the invitation tonight is to keep your roots strong while allowing yourself to meet your full expression. And take one more big breath in through your nose. And exhale out with a sigh. If your hands are on your heart and on the floor, you can go ahead, bring them back onto your legs if you'd like. If eyes are closed, you can gently start to open the lids of your eyes. And then we'll start to take our full expression. So as you inhale, sweep your arms all the way wide, let your sits bones or your shins continue to root down, connect your palms high, and then exhale, bring it all right back down to your heart. Twice more, starting to warm up your upper body. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, bring it back. One more like this. Inhale, big sweep, big reach. Exhale, right back down. This time, inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead. We'll start with a seated twist. So start to twist over to the left, left hand somewhere behind you, right arm somewhere onto your leg, and then press down as you lift up. Imagine yourself moving down just as much as you lift up. Take a full breath in. And as you exhale, slightly draw your navel in and up to help your rotation. Now you might take this a few times, kind of playing with the movement. And eventually when you feel ready, you can settle into your twist, and we'll stay here for 2 more breaths. Softly begin to release your back, left arm over the right arm. So biceps stack, bend into your elbows, single or double wrap, find your eagle. Yes, press your elbows forward and up, 1 breath in. Stay upright, or on the breath out, contract your navel, roll in. And then right away, inhale, lift back up. Exhale, unravel your arms. Inhale, keep it going all the way up. And then exhale, take it over to the right. Right hand back, left arm forward. Inhale, root down, lift up. Exhale, start to twist. And then again, you might keep moving. You might kind of play around with that lift and twist, lift and twist. Maybe you eventually find stillness. And then 2 more breaths. And begin to release your back, right arm, right bicep over the left again. Bend into your elbows, find your eagle. Take a big inhale, send your elbows all the way up. And then exhale, stay here, or you can start to roll yourself in. Inhale to lift. Exhale, unravel. And then inhale brings you back up. Nice. Exhale, hands come all the way down to your heart. Right hand to the floor or a block, left arm takes the sweep, and then start to walk it over to the side. 1 big circle here with that top arm. And when you're ready, let your bicep hover over your ear. And then notice if you're kind of lifting up, really think of rooting your left sits bone down, or your shin, depending on what you're on. And then really find some extension in that side body. Gaze can be down, forward, or it might be appropriate to shift your gaze up. Take a big breath in. And a full breath out. Inhale your arms all the way up to a T. Little different, interlace your hands behind you this time. Soft bend to your elbow, and then think of rolling your shoulders up and back. Press your palms down, and I'll turn sideways for a minute. So if you notice that you just took a deep arch in your low back, engage your core so that you have a bit of more of a natural curve to your spine. But there's some space in the low back, so we can really keep it in the shoulders, opposed to finding the stretch in the back. Take another breath in. And a breath out. Release the bind of your hands, start to sweep your arms all the way up. And then start to take your left arm over to the side, floor or the block. Right arm's gonna take 1 big circle to start. Allow your right bicep to hover over your ear. Nice. Create that side body length by rooting down just as much as you reach. Gaze can be again down, forward, or up. Take a full breath in. And a full breath out. 1 more. As you inhale, lift your right arm all the way up, take both arms to a T, and then exhale again, second round, interlace behind you, opposite finger on top, so kind of that awkward grip. Engage your abdominals, roll the shoulders up and back, feel the contraction of your shoulder blades, stay here for a breath in, and a breath out. 1 more. Release the bind of your hands. Last time, sweep your arms all the way up, palms find one another. And as you exhale, bring it all the way back down. Nice. Okay, let's take both of the legs out long in front of you. Preparing for Dandasana, staff pose. You can start to draw your toes back, engage your quadriceps, hands come down to the floor. So imagine your roots coming out of your fingers. Press your fingers down, lift your torso up, draw your low abdominals in and up. Take a full breath in, and then keep all of this effort in your body, but start to tuck your chin to your chest, not so that you're curling, but you can imagine that you're lengthening the left and right sides of your cervical spine, that space at the top of your neck. Keep contracting your muscles here for another breath in. And keep sending the energy from your fingertips down on the breath out. One more here in the effort, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, lift your gaze forward, lift your arms all the way up, and then option to soften into your knees a little bit if you'd like. Start to draw your navel in so you can start to hinge forward. But before you go all the way down, inhale right back up. Twice more like that. Exhale, reach forward, find some length. Nice. Engage your legs, engage your core, lift back up. Yes. Okay, this time we're going all the way down. Start to fold all the way forward. Once you find your edge, hands come to the floor, blocks, toes, a strap, and then lift up, look forward one more time with your connection to the ground, and then exhale, drop into your fold. Breathe up the backs of your legs. And press your heels down as you draw your toes back. And so again, whatever's touching the earth, finding that connection down and finding that grounding. One more breath in. And out. Inhale, look forward, start to lift your torso all the way back up. If you're on a blanket or cushion, you can go ahead, slide off of that, set it off to the side, and then bring your hands to the backs of your thighs, walk your toes back. So either staying here, toes down for your Navasana, or you can start to lift yourself up for a supported Navasana. Now, if you want to take your hands off this early, up to you. I'm going to keep my hands on my legs, but really thinking of lifting your heart space, kind of contracting the shoulder blades behind you so you have stability behind you so that you can open up to what's in front of you. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, crisscross your ankles and either roll forward to tabletop or sweep your feet off to the side. And we'll all meet with shoulders over wrist, hands over knees, or hips over knees. There we go. All right. So once you find your tabletop, keeping the momentum going, as you inhale, drop your belly, send your hips back, look forward. Exhale, use your whole breath. Really think of pressing down to round up. Again, inhale, drop down, look forward. Exhale as you curl. One more inhale. And exhale. Return to a neutral spine. Shift the weight into your left shin so that you can step your right leg behind you. Right toes will stay on the floor. Yep. And then take a couple pulses back, kind of breathe into your right calf. Feel the shift of the weight from forward to back. The next time that your shoulders are shifted more or less over your wrist, go ahead, stay there. Take your back right foot up and over so it's on the outside line of your left leg. Yep. Inhale, hips back, heart forward. Exhale, start to look over your left shoulder. So again, we're moving into the side body on your right side. Take a full breath in. Maintain on your breath out. Inhale, start to bring your torso back to center. Step your right foot all the way back so it's back on the floor in line with your right hip. And then step your left foot back to meet your right high plank. Take a full breath in. Really think of pushing down here. Use the ground beneath you. Full breath out. One more inhale. Exhale, send your hips up and back. Adjust your feet as needed. Maybe bend into your knees as you find your first downward facing dog. Nice. And then find a sway, find a bend if you'd like. But notice if moving the lower body disconnects you from your grounding of your upper body. And if that's the case, go ahead, come back to your fingers. Come back to your hands. Come back to whatever part of your feet are touching the ground. And then when you're ready, take a bend into your knees, look forward, start to walk yourself all the way forward, Uttanasana. Right away this evening, inhale to your half lift. As you exhale, hands find the floor. Again, step your right foot all the way back. Drop your right knee, tuck or untuck your toes. Walk up onto your left thigh. And then up to you in this low lunge, how low you want to be or how high you want to be. So take a moment to establish your foundation. When you're ready, take your arms up and overhead. Flip your palms out. Take a wide reach and interlace behind you again. Yes. So little bend to your elbows at first, and then option to straighten your arms, right? You might stay with a bend here and really think of drawing your elbows towards one another. So it's going to be different for everyone, but looking to open up through the fronts of your shoulder heads by contracting the back scapula. Take a breath in and a breath out. One more here. Release the bind of your hands. Sweep your arms all the way forward and up. One breath. Exhale, start to reach yourself forward and down. Frame your front foot. Tuck your back right toes. Lift your right knee. Step back to a high plank. Shift your weight forward, with or without your knees. Lower all the way to your belly. Untuck your toes. Elbows draw in. Lift up, baby cobra. Exhale, release. We'll do this 2 more times, working back body strength. Inhale, hips down, tops of your feet down, heart lifts. Exhale, forehead down. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Tuck your toes underneath, engage your abdominal for support, and press back up to a tabletop. Walk your knees under your hips, walk your hands under your shoulders. And then shift the weight over to your right shin. Take your left toes back, keep them on the floor. And then a couple pulses here. So bring the awareness and concentration into your left calf. The feeling of opening up through your toes, your foot. Okay, bring your shoulders back over your wrist. Find your stability, and then left foot steps up and over to the right behind you. Yep. Inhale, look forward. Stay here, or exhale, start to send your gaze over your right shoulder. So this time getting into the left side body. Take a deep breath in. Maintain on your breath out. One more. Slowly bring yourself back to center. Step your left foot back over to the left. Step your right foot back to meet it, high plank. And then think of a lot of this coming from your fingers. Press your hands down. Press your palms down. Press whatever part of your feet is down. Take a big breath in. And out. Stay with the downward energy. One more breath. And then when you're ready, let that energy lift you up as you move all the way to downward facing dog. Nice. Take a breath in. Option to move or sway if you'd like on the breath out. One more. Bend to your knees, look forward, up to you, walk, step, or hop between your hands, Uttanasana. Again, inhale, half lift, press your feet, lift up. Exhale, forward fold. Shift the weight to the right to step your left foot back, drop your left knee, tuck or untuck, and then walk up onto your right thigh. Yes, find your foundation, connect down first, and then up to you. Maybe you drop low, maybe you keep it high, maybe you play in between. Once you've got that foundation beneath you, reach up, inhale. Exhale, take your arms wide into place, opposite pinky behind you. Bend into your elbows, either contract the elbows together, or you can start to straighten your arms at any point to any extent. Yes, big breath in. Big breath out. One more. Release the bind of your hands. Start to sweep your arms all the way up. One breath in. Exhale, reach all the way forward and down. Frame your front foot, tuck the back toes, lift your back knee, step back to a high plank. Inhale, slightly shift forward, lower down any way you'd like. Untuck your toes, elbows draw in, lift up, baby cobra. Exhale, release. We have two more here. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Okay, this time we're going to go all the way up to down dog. Tuck your toes underneath, either reverse tabletop or reverse push-up, and we'll all meet in downward facing dog. And take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Two more. And last one. Bend to your knees, look forward, walk, step, or hop, Uttanasana. Inhale for your half lift. Little different this time. Exhale, fold back down. Soft bend to your knees, press your feet down, sweep your arms wide, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Release Tadasana. Now up to you. You can keep your feet hip width distance or bring your feet closer together, preparing for Utkatasana. Bend into your knees, reach your arms up. And just like we played earlier, engaging your core without taking the natural curve out of your low back. Yes. Any point your shoulders are feeling like they need a little extra love, you can bring your hands down to your heart space as well. And then play around, rock the way into your heels. Maybe you lift your toes. Maybe you rock the way into your toes and lift your heels. So really thinking, pressing to the earth, feeling how shifting your weight beneath you can change what's happening from the feet up. So again, rock forward and back, play around. Nice. Okay, here we go. Come back to your Utkatasana, whatever that looks like. Press down, lift all the way up. Exhale, hips back, heart forward, forward fold. Inhale to a half lift. Exhale, palms to the ground, step your right foot all the way back. Ground down through your back heel. Press down, rise up, warrior two. Nice. Okay, imagine you can pull your feet together. They're not going to go anywhere, but imagine you can pull your feet together so you feel the inner lines of your thighs contracting, and then release that effort. Pull it together. You might notice you lift a little bit and release. Nice. One more time. Squeeze together and release. Shift your gaze forward, and then 3 more breaths in your warrior two. Front foot presses down. Engage your back quadricep, and then soften your shoulders. You might play around with your proprioception and shut your eyes, imagining your roots down just as much as you lift up. Take another breath in. And another breath out. Flip your front palm, Nice. Reach forward, up and back, reverse. And then big windmill. Sweep your hands wide, pivot onto your back toes, come to a low runner's lunge. Step your front foot to meet your back foot, high plank. Walk your feet about hip width distance apart. We're going to send both of the heels to the left. Heels to the left. Shift the weight to your left hand. Inhale, reach your right arm up. And then exhale, right hand down. Pivot back to your toes, high plank. Yes. Shift forward, lower to belly. Untuck your toes, up to you. Baby cobra, or you might go a little higher for cobra. Exhale, forehead to the ground. Tuck your toes underneath any way you'd like to arrive. We'll all meet in downward facing dog. Take 3 cycles of breath once you get there. At the base of your third exhale, bend your knees, look forward, make your way forward, Uttanasana. Inhale to a half lift. Exhale, refold. Bend to your knees, sweep it high, take it all the way up, Utthita Tadasana. Exhale, hands to your heart, all the way to mountain pose. Again, up to you on the feet. We're coming to a second round of Utkatasana. So when you're ready, bend into your knees, lift your arms up or hands to your heart. Nice. All right, so we're going to add some movement to this one. Sweep your palms back, shift your weight forward towards your skiers. And then press down, lift all the way up. Twice more. Exhale, bend your knees, reach back. Inhale to lift. One more time. Exhale to bend. Press to your feet in order to lift up. And then soft bend to your knees, arms reach wide, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, palms to the ground. Step your left foot back. Ground down through your back heel. Press down, lift up, warrior 2. Yep. Take your time to settle. And then 3 of those isometric contractions. Imagine you can pull your front heel to your back arch, pull in, and kind of soften it. Yeah, twice more. Pull in, pull in, pull in, pull in, and soften. Yeah, I can see everyone kind of lifting. One more time. Pull in, pull in, pull in, pull in. Soften. Send the energy down to your feet. Shift your gaze forward. 3 breaths here. So breathe in the steadiness of your shape. Breathe into the effort. When you're ready, flip your front palm, reach forward, up and back, 1 time to reverse. Exhale, windmill your hands down, pivot to your back toes, step back to a high plank. This time you're going to take both of your heels over to the left, shift the weight to your base hand. You can lift your right arm up. And then go ahead, come back down, shift to your high plank, all the way forward and lower to belly. Untuck your toes, anything you'd like here, baby cobra, cobra, or up dog. Either forehead to the floor, or you can go straight up and back to your downward facing dog, depending on what's best for your practice. And then we'll all meet in downward dog for 3 rounds of breath. And take 1 more cycle in and out. So a couple options here. You can either walk forward, or if you want, you can step your right foot forward. So wherever we go, we're going to have right foot forward, left leg back. So we're in a low runner's lunge position. Yes. Okay. Press down to your feet. Inhale, lift up to your high lunge. And then press down, lift up, reach forward and hover. Press down, lift up, reach forward and hover. Okay, here we go. We're going to add on. Press down, lift up. This time, start to shift the weight to your front foot. Maybe you lift up to a warrior 3. You can have your hands on blocks. You might stay with your foot down behind you and stay in the high lunge hover. Lots of options. Take a breath in. Whoop. And a breath out. One more inhale. If you're lifted, bend your base leg, bring your toes back down to the ground, press down, lift up, high lunge. Exhale, reach all the way down, frame your front foot. Nice. Go ahead, step your front foot to meet your back foot, high plank. Send your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. And then again, maybe you walk forward and step back, or this time you can take your left foot and step your left foot forward. So just depending on how you want to get into it, left foot forward, right foot back. Press down to your feet. When you're ready, lift all the way up to your high lunge. And then take a moment to stabilize. Feel the legs beneath you. Feel your arms reaching up. And then when you're ready, add the movement. Shift forward, hover over your front thigh, palms reach back. Inhale to lift up. Exhale, hover. Inhale, lift. All right, here we go. So this one, you're either going to shift forward, come into your warrior 3, or keep your back foot down, keep hovering over that front thigh. Arms can be back, they can be on the floor. Lots of options. Big breath in. And out. Keep pressing that front foot down, another inhale. When you're ready, bend your base leg, step all the way back, one breath in, lift all the way up. Exhale, frame your front foot. Nice. Step back to a high plank. Send your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Full breath in. And out. Walk your hands backwards. So we're going to meet at a forward fold at the back of our mats. Inhale to a half lift. Walk your hands to your hips, bend your knees, sit back, rise tall by pressing down first. Interlace your hands behind you again. Roll your shoulders up and back, lift up. Soft bend to your knees and start to hinge forward, and palms might start to lift towards the ceiling. Alternatively, you can bring your hands to your low back, elbows draw together, and take your fold from here, continuing to draw your elbows towards one another. Full breath in. And out. Let your head, neck, and shoulders get heavy. Let your feet keep finding their space on the earth. And take one more inhale. As you exhale, softly release your arms wherever they are. Start to walk yourself forward to a high plank. Heels back, crown forward. Stay here for a breath in. Breath out, shift forward, lower all the way down to your belly. Untuck your toes, send your palms back. And then we're going to lift just the head, neck, and shoulders for a moment. So press your tops of your feet down, press your hands down, and then think of lifting forward and then up. So kind of finding that same action of your shoulders drawing away from your ears. Stay here and breathe, or you might incorporate your arms by lifting your arms, reaching your fingers back, and then notice what happened to your feet. Can you keep plugging your feet down? Take a breath in. And out. One more inhale. Exhale, release everything to the earth. Forehead down to the ground, or maybe you turn your head to the side. Let your hips, let your glutes get nice and heavy, and take a breath here. If your head is turned to the side, slowly bring your head and gaze back to the floor. Second round. Tops of your feet press. Palms press. Lift up by connecting down, rooting yourself down. Eventually your arms might lift. This time, if you want to release the connection of your feet, what is connecting to the ground? So notice what part of you is touching and see if you can imagine that as your anchor in order to lift the other parts of you up. Full breath in. Spread through your toes, spread through your fingers on the breath out. One more inhale. And as you exhale, soften everything down. Second round, forehead to your mat, or maybe you turn your head in the opposite direction. And 3 breaths at neutral. If your head is to the side, bring your forehead back to the earth. Slide your hands up so they're underneath your head. And I just like to do this as like a little place to rest my head. Before we move anywhere, I want to take a moment into the hips and the low back. So you can start with your left leg. Slide your left leg off to the side. Your ankle and foot will stay on the ground. So it's like you're creating this 90-degree bend with your knee. And then gaze either stays to the floor, or you can turn your gaze over to the right. And then notice if your glutes and hamstrings activate. That can be a tendency here. Can you soften into your low belly, your low body, so you can start to get down into your back and into your hips. And we'll stay here for 4 breaths. Slowly bring your gaze to neutral. Gently slide your left leg back in space so both of your legs are long. When you feel ready, take it to the other side. So this time, right leg slides to the side. Foot stays down, ankle stays down, knee stays down. Yep, it might be higher, it might be lower. Yeah, exactly. And then either keep your forehead down or this time turn your gaze over to the left. And then I don't know if anyone else just noticed my whole right side just kind of like whoop, tightened up. So it's like, all right, relax, soften. And then 4 breaths here into your low back and hips. And 2 more cycles in. And last one. And gently turn your gaze back to center. When you're ready, slide your right knee back in space so that you have both of your feet behind you. Gently drag your hands underneath your shoulders, elbows towards your ribs, tuck your toes underneath, inhale. As you exhale, slight engagement of your core, tabletop to downward dog or reverse push-up to downward dog. Once you arrive, we'll take 3 cycles of breath. Bend to your knees, look forward, walk, step or hop, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Shift the weight to the left as you step your right foot back. Now, hips are going to be about hip width distance. Feet are going to be about hip width distance. Ground your back heel. So we're prepping for a warrior one. Press down to your feet. Lift yourself up. So torso is still forward, but legs are a little wider than we do in our high lunge stance. Yep. Take your arms wide. Interlace your fingers behind you. Roll your shoulders up and back. Yep. Turn a little bit to the upper right-hand corner of your mat. And then exhale, start to send your heart forward. Really get a ground into your legs here. So eventually you drop your torso on the inside line of your front left leg. Head can drop. Option to lift your arms up. Humble warrior. Yes. Keep pressing, pressing, pressing to your front foot. Keep engaging your back quadricep. So in all the strength that's rooting down, find some softness in what's rising up. Take another breath in. And out. If palms are lifted, bring your hands back down. Release your grip, frame your front foot, pivot to your back toes. So now you're back into more of a low runner's lunge stance. Yes. Step your front foot to meet your back foot, high plank. Send your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale to your tippy toes, roll all the way forward, and then lower to belly. Unravel back bend of your choice. Any way you'd like to arrive, we'll meet in downward facing dog. Take 3 cycles of breath. Nice. At the base of your third exhale, bend your knees, look forward, make your way forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Step your left foot all the way back. Ground down through your back heel. So feet are about hip width distance. It's still a wider stance. Press down, rise up, warrior one, torso faces forward. Arms out. Interlace, awkward grip. Yes. Shoulders roll up and back. Turn your torso a little bit to the front left. And then exhale, hips back, heart forward. Keep moving in 2 directions. And then really press your feet down, yes, so that your hands can lift up. And you're not hanging out on top of that front thigh, you're on the inside line. So your legs are supercharged, really connecting down. Your head is soft. And if your arms are up, your arms are expanding towards the sky. Stay in your stability. Keep rooting. Take another breath in. As you exhale, bring your hands back to your low back, pivot on your back toes, frame your front foot so you're back in a low runner's lunge. Yes, step back to a high plank. Send your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Right away, inhale to your tippy toes, roll forward. Exhale, elbows back, lower to belly. Inhale, unravel, back bend of your choice. Exhale, however you'd like to arrive, downward facing dog. Big breath in. Big breath out. 2 more. Last one. And this time as you inhale, come up onto your tippy toes. We're going to lower down for a slow count of 5. Bend your knees towards the earth for 4. Engage your core 3. And keep rooting your fingers 1. Maybe you hover and lower. Untuck your toes. Keep your hips over your knees. Walk your palms forward about as wide as your mat, and then forehead to the floor or forehead to a block, Anahatasana. So we've done a lot of arms back. So this might feel extra sensation rich. So be kind to yourself. You can keep your palms down. It might feel appropriate to tent up onto your fingertips. If you're tented, bring the whole palm of each hand to the floor, just enough that you can start to press up and slide your hands back underneath your shoulders towards tabletop. Crisscross your ankles or sweep your feet to the side. Come all the way back onto your shins or onto your sits bones. Okay, so again, we did a lot of arms back, prepping for humble warrior. So when you're ready, take your arms up. Bend into your elbows, grab opposite elbow, and then think of lifting your elbows up and back a little bit. Salud. Draw your low belly in and up. So again, we've got the length of our spine, but we're not putting excess pressure on the low lumbar. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Inhale your arms up. And then rebend opposite forearm on top. So this might feel a little bit like the awkward grip. Yeah, And then re-engage your abdominals, elbows lift up and back, full breath in. And a full breath out. Inhale your arms up. Flip your palms out, take a big reach, 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 reach. Fingers to the floor, chin to your chest. And then gently roll one ear towards one shoulder. Drop down through midline, gently roll one ear towards the other shoulder. So you can go even slower than this, it's up to you. And if you find a sweet spot and you want to stay and send your breath to those areas. And the next time your chin comes down through center, allow it to stay there for a moment. Lift your head up and back to a tall seat. And then come all the way down onto your back from wherever you might be. And as you find your way onto your back, keep a bend into your knees for a moment. I'm going to set up my blocks just so I have them accessible to the left and right. As you come to find the floor, let your arms rest down by your sides, palms face up. And just take a moment to notice, right? We did a lot of concentrated work. And so noticing what parts of your body might feel fatigued or energized. What it feels like to let your torso rest on the floor. And we'll take a moment to move into a supine twist. I'll guide a stack knee twist. However, you're welcome to take any other form of twist that you might like. And so we'll start by bringing the knees up to about 90 degrees. If you'd like, you can slide your arms out to a T or a cactus. Full breath in. And as you exhale, start to drop your knees over to the left. I'm going to bring my shins down to a block today. You might come to the floor or to a blanket. As we did in our lying down Superwoman pose with the knee bent, gaze can stay up, or you might turn your gaze over to the right. And 6 full rounds of breath once you find your twist. When you're ready, slowly bring your gaze back to center. And eventually you can bring your legs back to center. And if you find yourself off center, you can bring your feet down, scoot your hips back to neutral. And then when you're ready, we'll prepare for the other side. So again, if you're taking a stacked knee twist, knees can come to about 90 degrees. And eventually bring your legs over to the right. Gaze stays up towards the ceiling, or this time your gaze will start to drop over to the left. And whatever sort of twist you're taking, allow yourself to settle in. And we'll stay here for 6 breaths. And slowly start to bring your gaze to neutral. Eventually bring both of your legs to neutral. And feet can find the floor once more and square off through your hips. If there's any additional movement that you would like, I'll keep track for the next 2 minutes. If you'd like to start to transition towards your Shavasana or your seated meditation, please take your time to do so. If you're doing any asymmetrical work, we're coming up onto our 2nd minute. And so you can take a moment and swap sides. And if you haven't already, you can start to transition towards your rest. And we'll allow these next few moments to be supported and let your body be held by what's beneath you. Allow your body to stay heavy. And gently allow your breath to once more move in and out through your nose. And as your breath starts to find movement, adding a quality of lightness back in, re-emergence, and once more connection to your environment. If you'd like to stay on the floor, please know that you're always welcome to. If at any point you're ready to transition to an upright seat, please take your time in doing so. If you'd like to close by bringing your hands once more to your legs, maybe to your heart space, or one hand to heart, one hand to the earth. And take a deep breath in through your nose. Stay here for a minute, feel full. And when you're ready, let it go with a sigh. And thank you for connecting, for grounding, for rooting, and in doing so, allowing yourself to take a little bit of flight. Namaste. Thank you very much.